today's date, 5/17/19. So one of the things we want to talk about is arcs and circles, okay? And if you haven't already done this, then we'll just write all this stuff down. So an arc is just part of the circle, but it's a rotation circle. It's in terms of degrees. So for example, if this is an 80-degree angle, that's a central angle, then the arc or the rotation also has to be 80 degrees, okay? So I know that all the way around is 360. So central angles are going to equal their arcs. So any arc, so a central angle is an angle whose vertex is at the center of the circle. That's what a central angle is. Any angle that's less than 180 degrees we call a minor arc. Any arc which is more than 180 degrees is going to be a major arc. And if it's exactly 180 degrees, it's a semicircle. Pretty simple. Okay? So then what I did was I drew this circle in. I put down points A, B, C, and F. Cameron, you may have to pause it for it to get caught up if I don't get to this, okay? And I made some numbers up, put 80 here, I put 100 here, 60, and 120. So if you guys need time to go ahead and write that, constructor, go ahead, Cameron will pause it. So if this angle is 80 degrees, then its arc is also 80 degrees, right? If this angle is 100, then this arc is 100. If this angle is 60, then this arc is 60. And this angle has to be 120, so its arc is 120. But if I want something like arc BAF, I'd have to add them up. Arc BAF is a 200-degree angle. So we go measure. We're at measure of arc BAF. It's a major arc. For the measure of arc CF, it's right there. It's going to be 60 degrees. And it's a minor arc. Hayden? Landon? So then if I wanted arc CBA, the measure of arc CBA, 180 degrees, so it's a semicircle. Okay, thumbs up. Now, hopefully you've done your survey. If you haven't done your survey, then we can pause it, and Cameron will help set you up. This should be pop, not poo. We're not going to do soda poo. We're going to do soda pop, okay? So we went around and we interviewed. We surveyed, okay? So what I want to do is make what we call a circle graph with my data. So here's the first thing I do. What's my total? So I'm going to figure out my total. So the total number of people I interviewed were 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So figure out what your total is, okay? So figure out what your total is. Okay?
I just copied yours now.
Okay, you can do that. So figure out the total, your total, right? So I interviewed 22 people. And now what I want to know is what fraction? What fraction? So I know I got, for Pepsi, only 1 out of 22 people like Pepsi.
That was me.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, Derek. For Coke, I've got 8 out of 22 people like Coke. And for Mountain Dew, I've got 5 out of 22 people. And hopefully you guys have different numbers, whatever you have. If you have no numbers, just copy mine, I guess. Dr. Pepper, another 8 out of 22. Now, what I need to do is somehow take these numbers. Somehow I got to get these numbers and make them into degrees. So if I get my degrees, then I can get my arc lengths. Does that make sense? So what I make them into degrees is this. I'm going to take my 122 for Pepsi. I'll take my Pepsi. And Pepsi, I got a 1 out of 22, and I'll multiply that times 360. All right? Because I've got 122 of 360, so I'm just going to take my calculator. Okay, what is 122? So my calculator is just going to go 1 divided by 22, and I get an answer about times 360. I get an answer about 16.4, or about 16 degrees. Okay? So I just took my fraction, multiplied by 360 degrees. Pretty easy, right? I'm going to take my Coke. Same thing. What fraction of the people like Coke? Well, 8 out of 22 people like Coke. And out of 360 degrees, I'm just going to use my calculator. What is 8 divided by 22 times my 360?
Whoa.
and I get an angle of about 131. About 131 degrees. About 131 degrees. Okay. And then what I need is Mountain Dew. I'll do the same thing with Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew. And it's 5 out of 22 people like Mountain Dew for me. Okay, I'll multiply that by 360 because it's 360 degrees in a circle. Okay. So, all right, I can do this. 5 out of 360, and I multiply that times, whoops, I did that wrong. 5 divided by 22 times my 360, and I got an answer of about 82 degrees. And then finally, Dr. Pepper, I already know because I did Coke, same numbers for me. So Dr. Pepper, I've got, again, 8 out of 22, times up by 360, and I've got 131. Now, by rounding, it is possible to be off by a degree, because of rounding. I could be more than 360 degrees. It could happen, but I'm not going to worry about it. If I'm off by, if I'm 361, I could add these up. Sometimes it happens. Did I get 360? Okay, I got lucky. Sometimes you might be over by a degree or two because of rounding, but don't worry about it because it's still going to work. Okay, so then I want to go ahead and take my protractor, right? And what I'm going to do is try and make a circle graph. All right, so Pepsi, 16 degrees. So I'm going to zero out my protractor. So put 0 at the center, 0 on the end. I'm going to go 16 degrees, which is right about there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use my ruler, and I'm going to draw in my line segment. Okay. All right, so then, right about there. So there's Pepsi. Okay, how am I doing? And now Coke. To do 131, I'm going to put my protractor and I'm going to zero it out on Pepsi. Okay, super important. Super important. I got to zero it out here. You see where I've got it? And then I'm going to go 131 degrees. Okay? So it's super important you zero it out at Pepsi, on the top of Pepsi, and I'm going to go 161. So I'm going to count the underside, the bottom, so I go 10, 20, 30, 45. 161 degrees is right about there. I'm going to go 161 degrees right about there. Does that make sense? Not that one. That would not be, that's no way is that 160, right? There's no way. Don't mark that. If you're going the other way, maybe, but not that way, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in, okay? And then I can put in my Coke there. Okay, now Mountain Dew, same thing. I've got to zero it out on the bottom of Coke, right? So I zeroed out on the bottom of Coke, and I need 82. So I've got my 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80. 82 is right about there. Okay. Am I going too fast? Let me slow down for a second. Okay. So I'm just using my protractor. You got to rotate. You got to move your protractor around. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and draw that in. Alright, so get my ruler, and then that's got to be Mountain Dew. Right there. Alright, and then Dr. Pepper should be 131 degrees. I can check it, but that's the remaining. Should work. And 131 degrees. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like 100, could be close, right? Okay, should be like my last one. Now, Dr. Pepper. My Coke must be off. Coke, 160, 131. Yeah, I am off on this one. Nobody tended to find that one. I am off. It does look weird. I think I've got a mistake here, but I can fix it. I can fix it. Thank goodness I can fix this. It does look bad, doesn't it? A little white out here. Thank goodness. The camera's going to be here to help you, huh? Okay.
Oh boy.
82. It didn't look right, did it? Didn't look right to me either. 81's right about there. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm fixing it because my angles are off. Okay, there, that looks better. Now, one thing I'd like to do is know what the percentages are, okay? Because any good circle graph gives you percentages, but that's easy. Listen, percentages are easy. Just, if you want the percentages, watch.
Take the division.
Yeah, 1 divided by 22. What is, to get the percentage, what is 1 divided by 22? It's about 0.045, but if I multiply that by 100, times that by 100, it's about 4.5%. So Pepsi is about 4.5%. Okay, Coke, 8 out of 22. Okay, and I multiply that by 100, and I get about 36%.
And you can also just put that in production.
Yeah, 36%. Mountain Dew, I'm going to go 5 divided by 22, right? And multiply that times 100. And I get about 23%. Now, awesome. Me being the way I am, I like to color it because it looks so nice. You don't have to do this, but I like mine colored. So I'll color mine in because someday I'd like to work for one of these pop companies. And if I do a really good job, they'll hire me as an executive, right? Maybe I'll be their driver, I don't know. Either way, if I do a really good job, maybe I can get hired, right? How's that? And then I got one more color. All right. Aside from my one mistake, there it is. It's beautiful. Okay. And stop recording. And stop recording.